Baldur's Gate 3 is coming to Xbox Series X and S this year after agreement with Phil Spencer, so it looks like we finally have some good news on this story. Game design director Sven Fink just announced that the game is still coming to the Xbox Series X and S consoles this year. He says, "I'm super happy to confirm that after meeting with Phil Spencer yesterday, we have found a solution that allows us to bring Baldur's Gate 3 to Xbox players this year, something we have been working towards for quite some time." It seems that Xbox has made an exception for Baldur's Gate 3 and has dropped the parity requirement for the game. As you all know, Xbox Series X and S have this requirement if a developer wants to create a game for Xbox Series X and S, all the modes have to be on the S and X. Even if developers have trouble running the game on Xbox Series S, RAM limitations for example, they have to port the same modes to Xbox Series S. This is called a parity requirement. Swen continues to say, all improvements will be there with split screen co-op on Xbox Series X. Series S will not feature split screen co-op, but will include cross-save progression. So it looks like Xbox Series X and S owners will be able to play Baldur's Gate 3 after all. Baldur's Gate 3 has been the topic of the news almost every day since its launch. The game broke many records on launch day due to massive amount of active players and has achieved critical and commercial success. The game has a 9.6 on Metacritic at the moment of making this video, and fans praise it as one of the best RPGs ever made. It's interesting to see if Microsoft will continue this trend. Other studios have mentioned problems with parity in the past due to technical problems with the cheaper Xbox Series S model. One recent example is the Free Range Games, the studio developing the new Lord of the Rings game, Lord of the Rings Return to Moria. As you all know, the game has been delayed to Q1 2024. The studio of the game, Free Range Games, has not given any explanation for the delay on Xbox Series X and S consoles, but it seems the studio is dealing with parity and or resource problems. Having said all that, I think it's important to note that most developers don't have problems creating games for the Xbox Series X and S consoles. The parity requirement becomes a problem when studios have a limited amount of time and can't or don't want to walk the extra mile to port the game to Xbox Series S, which is a bit more complicated due to its lower specs. And we have discussed this before, but it seems that Xbox Series S suffers from DRAM limitations and could become a bigger issue down the road. Xbox has to solve this issue in some way or another. So let me know what you think about this. Are you happy about Baldur's Gate 3 coming to Xbox? Do you think split screen co-op is even necessary? Do you play split screen co-op? I personally don't use split screen co-op, so hit the like button if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.